Garaman, Miadero de la Reina, Villapine, yes, up to Villapene. All the names exist and are towns of Spain. Are you curious to know what they look like? Who lives there? What is the village like? If it is beautiful or not? I mean, is there anything interesting? Is there anything curious? Do you wonder what it would be like to live there? Well, don't worry, because here we are. Welcome to Peleas de Arriba. We started the adventure by going to Peleas de Arriba, a town that with barely 100 inhabitants marked the history of Spain. And it is that a king was born here. But he was not born in Peleas de Arriba. He was born right here. But let's start at the beginning. Hello, good morning. Welcome to another day. iLeoLIFE here. If someone would tell me the name of 10 towns or cities in Spain, surely many of you will answer, Valencia, Ibiza, Malaga, Córdoba, A Coruña, Bilbao, Palma de Mallorca, Seville, Barcelona, Madrid. Well, family Spain is much more than this. Spain has many more sites. In fact, it has some sites with particularly weird names. La Hija de Dios, Garaman, Pardarubias and many more. Well people, here we are going to discover all these places, of course if you want and show me that you want to. How to do it? Well, it's very simple, just like this video and share it with your colleagues, family, or whoever. Well, I won't distract you any longer. And let's start the adventure. Yesterday I picked up a map of Spain to see where we are going. I picked it up, closed my eyes and blindly marked a destination point with my finger. What was this lucky place? It was Peleas de Arriba. Well, this map was a lie, sorry to break the moment of epicness, but I chose it randomly, okay. Let's get down to business. I have to warn you that the adventure will not only be going to Peleas de Arriba but also doing it in a camper van. This will be where we will sleep. We have to make sure that nothing happens because the deposit is 750 euros, so we're going to do it right, okay? Indeed, this is going to be our home during the adventure. Peleas de Arriba, here we come. Obviously, knowing the situation we are in before any trip, we will take a test to verify that we are healthy.
Obviamente, conociendo la situación en la que estamos, antes de cualquier viaje, nos haremos un test para comprobar que estamos sanos.
And after 2 hours we reached our destination. Before getting out of the van, we answered some questions that we will ask ourselves again at the end once we get to know the town to see if our suspicions and prejudices are true or not. I think Peleas de Arriba will be a town. For the record, we have not sought information or anything, we are traveling blind. I think that Peleas de Arriba will be a fairly traditional small town. We will see people in the street, we will see the typical old people sitting in front of their house. We will see children playing in the streets.
Let's see, I think that Peleas de Arriba is going to be a bit like my town.
Let's see, there will be some older person, but in my town we are a lot of young people when we go in summer. In its creation something would have to do with that name, and maybe Peleas de Arriba. It was a place where people got beaten up.
At some point in history they will have fought with someone and they will be people from above.
As I have commented, I think that what people will do to have fun in this town will be going to the street to play the typical soccer matches on the field, in a plaza.
I think people will obviously have fun recording TikToks and all that. Well, maybe yes.
And I believe that in Peleas de Arriba maybe we will not find it. An ultra-large building, ultra-top, but I think we will find something.
Let's see, the town sure is pretty and has some nice squares and such.
Let's see, whenever I travel to towns, there is nothing typical there. But there are usually restaurants where they usually cook very good meat.
A couple of bars, a couple of restaurants and that's it.
Are we right? That we will answer these questions when we leave Peleas. We will see this later. Okay, I needed information about the town, and what better way to look for it than the inhabitants of this municipality. So it was time to go out and interview them. There was no one.
No había nadie.
Nobody, seriously. There is no one in the village. We haven't found anyone in the 15 minutes we've been walking through its streets. There is no one in this town. What is going on? Well, lie, we have found an old man, and we have greeted you very kindly. Hi, how are things? He has also answered us, everything is fine. But when we told him that we were doing a report on the town, the man said, I'm in a hurry. And it's gone. Do you think he's hiding something from us here?
Well, let's see. This looks like a documentary. Something is happening here, for sure.
Maybe they are cultivating here. Narcotic substances. Joking aside, we still couldn't find anyone, and I started to get annoyed thinking that I wouldn't be able to get to know the town with the information given to me by its inhabitants. Let's see if entering. Is this private property? Supposedly I understand that there is a house here, right? Here we have another house. And here there is nothing. I imagine it is a street or a piece of land that does not belong to anyone. Because I imagine if not, here I would put a private property sign or a door. But on the other hand, it seems that we are entering a back garden of this house, right? It doesn't say anything here. Let's go inside. Okay, no, this is not. God, what a bug I've seen there. Okay, this is nobody's. There are a lot of bugs around here, okay. It's probably full of spiders. Wow man, what a shame. What a pity that everything is like this. Okay, here things started to get tense. There seemed to be a reason why no one was on the street. We were starting to feel watched, and the police seemed like they weren't following. We go to church, to the town hall. And if there is no one there, we go to the field. There's nobody, man. There is nobody. No matter where we go, there is nobody. And here look here, is there anyone here? There is no one there. Now, anyone there? No one there either. Anybody there? And there it was again. But this time he came up to us and blocked our way. And after talking to us for a while, he left and we continued with our work. What do you think is happening?
There has been tension. We will tell you later, but...
We will tell you later what happened, but there was tension. There was tension.
And it's also like... Actually, I think what happens is that we feel like people are watching us, but we don't see anyone. They have called the police, and in fact, the policeman has told us that he may have to call the civil guard later.
Honestly, it seemed like for some strange reason, we were not welcome in that town. We didn't find anyone, man. We didn't find anyone. Later we went out again, and this time we did meet people. Not many, don't freak out. It's hard to find people in this town. There is practically no one.
Little bit. There are few people. There are few neighbors.
How many inhabitants do you think there are in this town?
Here about 100 or so.
About 100 inhabitants.
Around.
Do you know why this town is called Peleas de Arriba?
No fucking idea.
No fucking idea.
No fucking idea. In Galician, I tell you.
Oh, and what do I know? There is another one called Peleas de Abajo.
There is another that, yes. I have seen that there is another one called Peleas de Abajo.
Of course.
Because there is another place that they call Peleas de Abajo.
Yes, that's it.
So it's a childish thing. One wanted to be more and the other wanted to be less. But nothing. For me, it's not nothing. No fucking idea.
Is there anything nice that I can see in this town? What would you say? Look, you should see this here.
No, there are no things to see like that.
There is nothing. What?
The king who was born, Saint Ferdinand, there is a castle up there.
The king was born here.
He was born here in Peleas.
I had no idea that a king was born in this town. Wow.
You go up the main road and you will find a fountain and continue up. And you will find a very large sign. A monument.
What do the people who live in this town do more or less?
Well, people live from agriculture and livestock.
Do you think that the town will eventually disappear? Will the people leave, or will there be no one?
I think not, because in the summer there are many more people. People who were from here. They left for the center of Zamora, and in the summer they are on vacation and they all come here.
In winter, don't you think there will be a moment when there will be no one in this town?
No.
There are a few people, but
I don't think the town will end, I say.
There is a restaurant here. Something where I can eat, or is there a supermarket or something?
No.
No, here no, 4 kilometers from here.
You have to go shopping in Corrales or in the center of Zamora.
Who are better? Those of Peleas de Arriba or those of Peleas de Abajo?
Well, now everyone.
But you should support your city and say those Arriba are better.
Those from Arriba, well, just like our towns, there is everything.
Those of Peleas de Arriba.
Of course.
That's exactly it.
I have seen a man on TV who said, I am Victor from Valladolid, but pay attention. I live in Valladolid, but I am from Peleas de Arriba, attention.
Proud of his land.
To the maximum, to the maximum.
Thank you very much indeed. Have a good evening. Bye. Okay, so thank you very much for the interview really. Thank you very much, have a nice day. Okay, what happened with the cops? Okay, let's see, man, what happened with the police?
Well, I think that since we arrived in the town there has been a bad vibe. At least I felt bad vibes all the time.
You felt bad vibes.
So we saw a couple of people and then we saw the policeman who told us. They called us. Several people have called.
Let's see.
I think there were people watching from their houses, from their windows. Like, I don't know who's doing this. I felt like a scary movie almost, man.
Indeed, people have called and the police began to patrol the town because they thought we were thieves. In this town we have seen that people trust the neighbors, I imagine, because they all know each other and there are many open doors. Of the houses. In fact, there was a time when I almost entered one by mistake because I thought it was abandoned. I opened the door open and almost went in, but in the end I saw someone and said you better not go in there, okay.
For them it was the strangest thing in the world, because not even God comes here.
Of course. I guess people thought we were coming to steal, in fact we're coming in a van. That here we could put things perfectly. Taking advantage of the last moments of sun, we went up to the top of the town. There was the church and next to it a small cliff that led to a beautiful and completely green field. Okay, it was time to look for the castle we had been told about.
The king who was born, Saint Ferdinand, there is a castle up there.
You go up the main road.
Well, it wasn't a castle, but what was this? Well, here I dropped the drone. In fact I thought it had broken. I had a small heart attack, but nothing. The drone was fine. So let's try to repeat this without the drone hitting the tree, okay?
The king who was born, Saint Ferdinand, there is a castle up there.
You go up the main road.
Well, it's not a castle, but what is this? This small tower, which is located on the road between Peleas de Arriba and El Subua de Tierra del Vino, is actually a monument. A monument to Fernando III on the site where he was born. But he was not born in Peleas de Arriba. He was born right here. Here, well, a few meters away there was a monastery that disappeared. A monastery that saw the birth of a king since his mother was passing through here on the route between Zamora and Salamanca. But who was this king? Well, this king, among other things, with a master move and with many difficulties, managed to unite two kingdoms that had been separated for a long time, that of Castile and that of Leon. And he also managed to reconquer several areas of the peninsula that were still occupied by Muslims, such as Córdoba and Seville. And he was born here. In the end, I have not started this adventure badly, no. In the next chapter we will try to find out why there is Peleas de Arriba and Peleas de Abajo. We will see the move that was made with this king and many more things. Although I warn that we will also find some problems.